Have you ever experienced this? You tried to explain yourself to someone from the bottom of your heart. You spent hours defending yourself, but in return, they only made you feel even smaller. Whether it's a close friend, an office colleague, or a relationship you're trying to save, the more you explain yourself, the more power you give the other person to judge you. In Indian families and friendships, we are taught to talk things out. But the truth is, the more you talk, the more your value keeps decreasing. Today, I'm going to reveal Machiavelli's dark rule, a rule used by powerful leaders and influential people. Never explain yourself. But this technique is dangerous. It can manipulate minds, so promise me you will never misuse it. Use it only to protect yourself and your self-respect. And don't skip the last point, because incomplete knowledge is worse than no knowledge at all. If you're ready, let's begin. In our society, especially in India, there's a huge problem. What will people say? And I must prove I'm right. Think about it. At a wedding or family function, a relative mocks your salary, your career, or your status. You feel angry inside. You panic, and what do? You start explaining yourself. No, uncle, I'm working hard. This is my plan. Stop, right there. You made your biggest mistake. The moment you start explaining, you give them permission to judge you even more. Every word you say becomes a weapon in their hands. Machiavelli says, power belongs to those who are unpredictable. When you stay silent, the other person gets restless. According to dark psychology, silence is an aggressive act. All you have to do is this. When someone points a finger at you, don't give them logical explanations. Just look into their eyes, give a slight smile, and say, maybe you're right, and walk away. You didn't give them the satisfaction of arguing. Now they'll spend the next 2 days wondering how you stayed so calm. Let's take an example. Suppose you have a friend who makes fun of you in front of others to look cool. Usually, we get angry or fight back, which only makes things worse. People laugh at you even more. Next time, do this. Look at him silently for 3 seconds. Pause, then turn to someone else and start a different conversation. You completely invalidated him without saying a single word. You showed the entire group that his words have no value. That is real power. But this is just the beginning. Now comes the real game. Listen carefully, this will help you your entire life. We all have a habit. We don't want to look bad in front of others, so when someone accuses us, we try to prove ourselves 100% right. We give long explanations, but have you noticed? The more perfect you try to look, the more suspicious people become. They feel like you're hiding something. Your need to look perfect becomes your biggest weakness, because your fear becomes visible. Here, Machiavelli gives a genius but dark advice: selective honesty. If you want to hide a big secret, first admit a small mistake, one that doesn't harm you much. This lowers the other person's defenses. They think, this person is honest. He admitted his mistake himself. Once you gain their trust, they'll never suspect the bigger truth. This is called hiding a big lie behind a small truth. Imagine you made a big mistake in a project or at home. If you stay silent, people will suspect you. So what's the master move? Go to them yourself and say, sorry, I made a small mistake. I selected the wrong font or missed a minor detail. When you admit a small mistake, their focus shifts to fixing that dot. Their mind doesn't even consider that something bigger could be wrong. You gave them a bone to chew on, and you walked away safely. This trick is used daily by politicians and top businessmen, but admitting a small mistake is just the beginning. Have you ever wondered, why do powerful people, leaders, billionaires, never show fear or anger on their faces? Because they use a dark technique called the statue technique. This is what separates an ordinary person from a high-value alpha. If you don't learn this, you'll always be controlled by others' emotions. Observe this. An average person shouts, explains, and tries to prove they're right. But powerful people talk less. Because they know the more they explain, the more power they lose. When you answer every question, you show that you're accountable to everyone, that you are below them. Machiavelli said, a prince should be a mystery. If a king starts explaining his every move, people stop fearing him. In dark psychology, this is called status signaling. When someone attacks you with accusations, and you simply take a deep breath, nod slightly, and stay silent, you send a high status signal. Your silence says, your accusation is too small for me to even respond. Imagine a high-level meeting. A reporter or rival accuses you publicly. A weak person would panic and start explaining, but a powerful leader, he calmly sits, takes a sip of water, and says, interesting. Next question. No explanation. And just like that, he destroys the attack. That is a real power move. But all of this was about defending yourself. Now comes the final point, the most important one so far. You learned how to stay silent. Now I'll show you how to control others with your silence. We are taught since childhood, if someone asks a question, answer it. But in psychological warfare, instant answers are weakness. When you give complete answers, you kill curiosity. And once people understand you, they stop respecting you. You become an open book, and people read, then discard you. Machiavelli's biggest secret. Never reveal all your cards. When someone asks you a personal or sharp question, first look into their eyes silently for 5 seconds. That silence will shake their confidence. Then, don't give a full answer. Say something mysterious like, time will tell, or maybe what you're thinking isn't right, and stop. When you give incomplete answers, their mind keeps trying to complete the loop. They start thinking about you day and night. You gain control over their thoughts. For example, someone asks, what's your next plan? Normally, we reveal everything, but an alpha mindset person, he smiles and says, something you've never even imagined, and walks away. Now that person will think about you for an entire week with just one line. You captured their mind without fighting, without explaining. You made them obsessed with you. Machiavelli said, the world is a chessboard, and the one who wins is not the one who explains their moves, but the one who delivers checkmate. From today, make these 4 rules your shield and your weapon. Remember, people who explain do it out of fear. Powerful people let their results speak. If you feel this video added even a little value to your life, comment, level up,